So that's us at the MOT station, and we'll be driving up to see the truck now for the first time, or Layla's first time in 6 months. So there she is over there. Lovely. So that's us in the truck. It's good to have her back. Nice to be back inside, and we've got a lot of work to do, so better get her back up to the house and get in about it. So here we are, back in the Wonder Truck. Great to have her back again. It's really nice to be back. Quite a lot has changed. As you look around, you'll see some things that have changed. It kind of looks, on first impressions, there's not a lot happened. But there's been quite a bit of utility stuff. The things that have changed dramatically, and obviously we have our electrical systems all on. We're working through obviously the engine, charging the batteries, and the solar. Obviously being in Scotland and this time of year, there's not an awful lot of solar, but we're sitting at 100%. We know that because of our control panel. We have our inverter at the top, Victron control panel, Truma, and then these are our Halo switches. They're nicer than I thought, the Halo switches. These are the programmable ones that we talked about, that you can have it set to whatever you want, whether it's 24 volt, 12 volt, whatever fuse you want. But they're quite a nice kind of rubber feel. We've got a fan, one of the marine fans over there. And if you just press the switch here, see the blue come on, and hey presto, just like magic, that's it. It comes on and then off again. And it's quite a nice, feel about it. It's quite a nice, a lot good quality. I wasn't sure what to expect. I hadn't seen them before they got fitted, but they're really nice, so I'm really happy with that. You can see quite a collection of things up here. We've got all of our solar panels coming down here underneath the truck. We've got the solar charge units. So that's all the wires coming down for them. We have triple aerials and a GPS sender unit all coming into the Wi-Fi router. So it's got 2 SIM cards in it. It's got a UK SIM card in it just now. And when we go abroad, we can also get one of their SIM cards at the border and put that in. So it'll be cheaper for us when we're travelling about the place. So it's like a little box of different pay-as-you-go cards in all the different countries that you can just stick them in as you go. That's going to be covered over with a bamboo ply front with a little push button to open up like a cupboard, just to allow access, as I say, for cards and things like that. And that'll tidy that up nicely. Next week we're hoping to get the doors and things put on. It's going to go back to the joinery again, and Mr. Harkus. You see little wires all over the place like this one. We got a lot of the kit to send down to the electrician, and it was for the loading, so he knew exactly what it was. I'll turn that light off, it's right to say. But what we do have, I don't know if you can get a close-up of this, but every wire has its own numbers on it there on this little sticker. And that wire obviously runs all the way back to the control panel wiring, which we can show you later. It's in the utility. So if anything was to happen to that wire, Chris at Whitehaven knows the full length of the wire, what size of wire, what it does, and it's easy to find. And not only that, we can go straight to that panel, turn it on, and then we can connect. We know that's going to be a fan wire, or which that is, or whatever else it is in the truck. We know exactly which one it is. So that's a good thing. We're going to have a complete drawing made up inside the habitation pod, so we know exactly where all the wires are, all numbered. The other thing that's quite good that you'll see now is the flooring. The flooring's now in. It's a bit dirty, obviously. We've all been kicking back and forward, and the kids have been running riot since we got the truck back. But we're really pleased with that. It's quite a nice finish. It feels like wood. Obviously, the synthetic teak and the flexi teak. We talked about that before. It's used on yachts and it's UV resistant and all other kinds of things. So that's good. We've had the gas engineer in today. He came along, so we're getting jets now for the hob and quick release couplings outside, so that we can have a comb and two ring hob that we'll use outside on a table when the weather's nice, so we can cook our stuff outside, and the other one can go to our barbecue, so we can have boiled potatoes and burgers and things like that both outside. We've got the 3 metre lengths of hose made up with snap couplings that can go to them. So that'll be good. That's the next thing. The teak shower tray. Here's our package that's just arrived, one I've been looking forward to for a while. This is the teak flooring that's been made for the shower tray area. When we did the build at the start, we made a stainless steel 2-inch high shower tray, and then the toilet was bonded onto the actual shower tray itself. So any water or anything that was to happen, any of the foul water or fresh water from the toilet would go straight onto the stainless steel shower tray and then out the 2 drains. And this has been made to fit on top of that stainless steel, which is surprising. It's a really well packaged. I'm over the moon how well packaged it is. It's wood right round with obviously ply on top and bottom screwed. So I mean, it's an expensive bit kit, and it's certainly well packaged. So I do believe that it's going to be quite a nice thing when we see it. But this is to sit on top of that stainless steel as well, and that with little rubber feet to let the water run away. But I had to make it quite sturdy because the actual door that we're going to fit is going to fit actually on top of this. It's not, I don't know if it's a bright idea. We'll see how it goes, but what we'll do is we'll open it first and see what quality it is, see what it's like. Let's see what we've got. So there we are, rounded edges and
really nice. And you can see this part here is recessed there, you see. So what will happen is this area here fits into the shower area. So you have the toilet sitting here. So actually looks a lot bigger than I thought, but again, you're going to have the toilet bowl kind of thing here. But that area that we've shown you underneath, this will sit right round the wall. I'll put little plastic feet on here, but this has all been recessed. This is an actual shower tray, it's purchased as a shower tray. And the two drains, one sits here and one sits here. So as the water runs through here, it can travel about this base and go down. It's not as if it's all solid like this at both sides. So that's a really clever feature. And obviously being a shower tray, you need to think, you need some place for the water to run away. You can't just have it sitting in these little pockets. No oil, no wax, no anything, whatever. I'll have to find out what I'm going to do with this one. Oil or wax or whatever you do with it, or just leave it. I'll find out from the company. I never asked, but it looks amazing. It does look great.
So you can see this is solid teak, and it's been made with the smaller holes, so it's not a pain on your feet. But you can see this is completely recessed here. So that's actually the frame that will sit down on the shower tray, the stainless steel. And when the water runs through, this is then all open, and the holes for the shower, one is here and one is here underneath. In fact, I'll show you just how it works, what it looks like. So that's the shower tray in there, and you can see quite easily that the holes here and here, it's been measured so that any water that falls in and around the tray goes down the holes, which is obviously quite important. So what I've got to do now is come up with a solution. There's quite a few big decisions to make now. One of them is that the whole idea of the shower room with this tray was I was to fit a door along here, turning here. So the door in its open position would actually blank off the toilet and the shower. It's obviously hot and cold is where the shower's going to go. And this being off like that is what you would see in the on position, the open position, as this is part of the camper. We wanted a bigger toilet space, but we don't want to lose that space. We want to be able to use that space. And that's why the Max fan was fitted here, because this Max fan is actually the kitchen fan. So when we're cooking here or here, this will be on, and that's this extractor as well as just the windows. So this has to be part of the living space. It's just too big, where we feel a toilet in a pod this size is just too much to have a door here and that's it, finished. You know, we need to utilise this space. And the idea again was that we had hanging in here, and we can shut this off and have a a heating source in here with a Max fan on it, and it turns into a drying room. So it's got a lot of uses. But the big decisions are we just going to screw the runners of a tambour door onto the teak flooring and then onto the roof? That'll be the easiest way. I'll have a look. Another big decision that we want to make is the table. Now, we have Lagoon table mounts. We've had these for a while, and we knew all about them. We really like them, and we wanted to fit two in for the boys so they can pull over to have their iPads, crayons, whatever when we're driving, so they've got as much activities as they can. And we thought we could have incorporated them into our seating area. We didn't like the idea of having just one great big table here for a few reasons. One, if we had a pedestal here that went down to create the bed, that defeats the purpose of having such a big crawl through area. We want to be able to make it as a motorhome as opposed to an expedition vehicle with an escape hatch that's never used. We want the kids coming back and forward. when it's stocked, obviously not when it's dry. So we like the idea of the lagoon. Now, on some other bigger manufacturers, we did see that they had a lagoon-esque type of thing that you could have had a big table mount, and the whole thing can move over to here. So you keep this area clear, it gets locked in, and this could then become part of a tricky but a usable work surface, you know, because it'll be sort of this height, and it would come over sort of this height, and it would take up this here, and you could use that for putting that stuff on for the kitchen. That was the idea. Then we've come up with the idea. Obviously, the problems with that is that's our fundament. That's the one we like. But the problems we have a socket here with charging capabilities that we can take through for the children with the 240. There'll be another one on this side here. There's one here. We left this open so that we can get access to this, but this will get shut off, and then we'll have a 240 and a charging socket identical to this here, and there'll be another one here. So we're well covered for charging and for 240 stuff. And the idea is that we have 200 kilogram bench stroke shelving brackets, foldaway brackets that were to attach here, and they would lift up. So this size here, folded like that, and that size there, comes to here. So you basically just lift these up, click. Lift these ones up here, click. That's the bed ready to go. You can then pull that down. Lovely, super idea. But we're now having issues with cutting out these things here, and the table mount. Where does this fancy table mount go to be able to spin round to make part of this and not interfere with this going like this? And so there's a lot of thinking to be done still, which is fine. They're all bespoke. That's what this is all about. We've got to overcome these things, but what we're finding is A, that we've got to have a lot of forethought because it's going to knock on to something else in the future, and B, they're all very expensive, these things, to have made up. So that's where we are at the moment with some big decisions. So we've decided to put ourselves under a bit more pressure, which is great. It's just that's what we need to do. By deciding that we were going to go to Morocco for the Easter holidays. We booked that up, and we were all going to go there. As a lot of people know, the ferries have now cancelled, and there's, due to COVID and things like that, there's no travel from Spain over to Morocco to get. So as part of the shakedown trip that we wanted to do, we decided we were going to go from here, a little bit of England, into the Channel Tunnel that we've never been on before. We've never done that, so that'll be a bit of a challenge taking this on. It'll be good fun with the children, obviously. North France, we're going to do sort of along the top of North France, some of the ports and harbours along there, and then we want to drop into Paris. Not so much Paris. Layla wants to do Paris, but I would fancy the idea of Paris and this as a shakedown. But we'll see where we end up. We'll probably end up smack in the middle of it. And then head on for 2 or 3 days to the Paris Disney. And then we're going to move from Paris Disney out to the Luxembourg side, carry along up the border, still in France. We're not going to go into Belgium or Luxembourg or anything. And then get the Channel Tunnel back, and then a couple of days up through England into Scotland. The idea of that being, or our thinking, is if we can make it as memorable and as enjoyable for the children by bringing in Disney, then the feeling for the truck and everything else is of excitement and good, and that's our thinking. And it's given us a good long run shakedown and a week, 10 days in the truck, partially finished, so we can come back and say, this didn't work, that we did not like, this we really like, or this we need to change, prior to going anywhere at the end of the year. More robust. So that's where we are. That's pretty much our chat at the moment. Our big jobs for just now, or the main things that we want to do
that you'll see us doing in the up and coming weeks to 10 days are we want to get plumbing installation finished, i.e. our big tap in here. We want to get the washing machine plumbed in. We want to get the truck back over to the joiner, Mr. Harkis, to start doing. We've got the bamboo, which is a good thing because that took weeks and weeks and weeks to get to start off with. So at least get all these units with the little push button catches, all the wiring at the back here, the very thin plywood we're going to put on here now, a white ply. We're just going to Velcro on a couple of bits of sticky Velcro and put on a solid back, like any kitchen cover kind of thing, on the back of here to cover those wires so they are safer out the way, because that then lets us run more cabling and things along the back as a bit of a duct. We're not losing anything there. Get that done, get this side done, get our box formed here, a door put on our little glory hole over here. We're going to have, as I said, the gas chap's going to come in, do his bit, get this up and running. I have to phone Mealy on Monday, get new jets for LPG for there. We'll talk about all that after. All the drawers, get them fitted in there, runners fitted in there. Fridge, I was wanting to put the fridge back, have it all nice and fancy. It's a waste of time. So what we're going to do is leave the fridge and get a fitting kit where it fits in flush there. There'll be vents down the side here, as we've said before, for the Truma kit. And the drawers are going to get fitted in here, hopefully they join at the same time. The oven gets slotted in here with some grills down the side of here for ventilation, and then a cupboard at the top. So that's what we're aiming to try and get done. And the decision will get made about the door in here, which will probably be screwed to the teak and screwed to the roof, and it'll sit like that. A mirror inside, some coat hanging here so it can, wet coats can drain down in the shower. Want to get quite a simple motorhome clip-on aluminium ladder that just comes down and it will go on the floor. We're not in use, so we'll just unclip it, throw it up on top of the bed. We'll have to get the heating ducts finished and then run through. We need to get the lights. The lights, if you come over there, the 12 volt are wired and the lights are all on and wired and all through to the fuse boards and things. So it's just a case of once we get the finished wood on, we can just attach all these things to it. Mattresses get in, holes bored first, and then we've got a kind of a net material that goes on to the boarding for the mattress to go on to allow it to breathe underneath so it doesn't get mouldy. That needs to be done. The air conditioning unit needs to be fitted. This unit here needs to be made at the joiner, and 2 big drawers in here. So that's the main jobs inside, really, apart from we discussed the table, what we're going to do with that. That's the main jobs we've got to get done prior to getting ready to pack to leave. The jobs we've got to do outside are, we have just normal stick-on 4-way stretchy carpet that we'll have to put inside the lockers. We've ordered 6 more wolf boxes, so what we'll have, there's been new shelves put into the big lockers underneath it, a shelf in the middle. So we'll have 3 of the boxes with liners that we'll show you, all carpeted, and then the boxes will go into the liners and we'll Layla will pack them as she feels fit, either extra clothes, wellies, or foodstuffs, some tins or things like that, whatever, possibly heavier stuff. That goes in there. And then the other one will have, or that one will have the barbecue and the twin hob cooker thing that we said in this side. And then the other side, it will also get completely carpeted with the Gomo boxes in there, or wolf boxes, whatever you want to call them. And there'll also be tyre replacing equipment. So that'll be
the air jack from the airlines themselves, the plug-ins, the hose, things like that will all go on the other side. So we'll get that kind of sorted out prior to the trip, so we know what we like and don't like. And then on the roof rack, we have a front runner black bag that takes 3 roof boxes and all the spare parts and oils and things that we're not going to be using too much for the truck. They're going to go up on the roof rack, and it gets it's got 2 ratchet strap things. We'll show you that. It's the same ones we have on the Land Rover. We're just using a lot of stuff, including all the cookers and things like that, and the fridge even that we never mentioned that has to get fitted into here. There's another job I have to do. There's reams of them. They're all coming from the Land Rover. We're stripping the Land Rover down and using the stuff in here. And at such times that we want to do another smaller trip, we can just take the stuff back out and fit it back into the Land Rover again. So we're not buying double stuff, you know, it's expensive. And that's, if we manage to get all that done, and Layla manages to get packed, because we're only talking sort of 4 or 5 weeks or something, 4 weeks of that, remember Layla. So we've switched on, obviously, the lighting in here. It's nice, it feels homely, everything looks a bit homely. The Eberspacher we've turned on. You've seen that fitting it down at Don's garage a good few videos ago. As I say, we turned that on, it's working lovely, nice and warm, so that always keeps Layla happy. So yeah, even prior to getting the heating on in here, it's really cold and windy outside. We're not buffeting about. It's, you know, we've got light in here, we've got heat. We're just needing some nice things, and it'll be the way to go. We've already had our windows, all the magnets have been redone, so we're not shooting back down again. Atkins and Voss did that for us, we took it back in, so that's all good. What can I say? Onwards and upwards. I'm going to see if we can get the fridge to work. We haven't done that, I forgot about that. We're just going to leave, but I've just remembered we need to do the fridge, so I've got my little card here just now, just for the main things. It's like a little box of chocolates, and the fridge is my second one here, so we take that. Press that, and obviously if the fuse was to blow or anything, then the light would change and flash. I can actually hear it, so I'm going to have a look. Oh, looky here. We're going to be chilling down the manual. I don't think we'll chill it down now anyway. I tell you what, we'll just turn it back off. We don't need that. But no, it's great. I mean, it's lovely just seeing things coming together like this. You know, it's been so long that it's just sat there as a silver box, but now it's actually a fridge. It's going to get used as a fridge, and you know, it's made a big deal, the power, because it's bringing things alive. I think it's a word. No, good, really nice.